So, hey everybody. Tonight I need to pot up some of my yarrow that is starting to outgrow its seeds or pods. You can see some of those roots just popping on out of there, and that's real not like okay. Um, so they need to be in a bigger pot. Oops. And I've already potted up some of these. I doubt this is enough because there's a lot of little tiny guys in there. Um, and I I put dirt in a bucket, hot thing, and I put water on it, and like it needs to be able. You put enough water in it that it's like it holds its form, but not where it like drips out. So you should do that. It's good for the soil or for the plant, so you don't have to like water them once you transplant them. Um, and I haven't really decided if I'm gonna try to get more than one plant in here or in these big pots or not. Because really, I'll just end up having to repot things again if I do multiple ones. So ideally, yarrow needs to be standing upright. These guys are just so little and frail. Not frail, but they're tiny little seedlings, you know? So it's a little nerve wracking. But I just thought I would come on. I don't know much about yarrow. Um, I know it's like really big. It's a very healthy plant, and you can do a lot of things with it. I'm just not familiar what all things you can do with it. Ideally, I'm going to grow a bunch, and then I'll figure it out as it goes. So that's pretty typical of what I like to do. Um, dive in head first, and then I'll figure it out. Kind of like with this YouTube video. This is my first year trying to sell syrup, which is super exciting. And I have about 12 people that want syrup from me. I've never produced that much in a year, so that's fun. I was able, my trees are big enough that I can tap more than one, but I've always only ever done one because I was boiling in my house, and that's no, no. And I can't honestly recall if I've already said all of this, so my bad if I have. So I did decide, real quick from maple syrup talk, I did decide to do like a couple in each, just so I don't have to use so many. So I went out today and tapped, put two more taps in each of my trees. So that's exciting. Hopefully, I can make the 12 quota, which this year, like, was the year I wanted to learn or try to see if I could even have clients that were interested in buying from me. Because I'm not that 100%. I share photos on. So I do post things, pictures of what I do every year on Facebook. People seem interested. But you know, we all like people's stuff on Facebook and are like, oh, that's amazing. But that's where that ends, you know? So exciting. It's like a different type of pressure that I've a little nerve wracking. But a good nerve wracking, right? Like, this is what I want to do. So yay that people are interested. But now people are like expecting things from me. So like one of the things I want to do this year is uh, sell starts, like plant starts to people. And again, I might have already said this in a video. I'm just sorry about that if I did. But if I'm repeating myself, I'll work on that in future videos. Okay. Um, I want to sell starts. I've grown tons of years past. I had over 400 some, and that I had grown because I was like, let's have fun. Let's do all the things. Let's be crazy plant person, you know? So I did it, and then I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these plants. So I was handing them out quickly and then randomly put them places in my yard. So the chickens got a garden in their area that year or last year. So, you know, I can grow that many. But now that people are expecting me to grow that many, not not necessarily expecting, because only a handful of people know this information. Because I don't want to advertise, because I'm like, what if this is the year my green thumb just dies? Nope, everything I grow dies. You know, that could be a thing this year. I don't know. So it's a good pressure. It's a fun pressure. Nervous. Uh, so I was able to find some. I didn't have any hoses to tap more trees, and I found some more hoses for $1. So I was able to meet up with them after work and was able to go check buckets when I got home and tap more trees. Not more trees. Put more taps in the trees I've already tapped. Yeah. So I think I have 12 that I need to bottles that I need to get done. I was able to finish this weekend's sap yesterday, which only gave me a bottle, but it's one less. And then, yikes. One less. So I'm thinking this weekend, so far with the way production sap flow has been going, I should be able to get 3. Fingers crossed, you know? So we'll see uh, how that goes. Here's to hoping. I've already almost ran out of my wood pile, which I have plenty of wood places. But like I've had a wood pile set up, and now it's like, oh no, I need to go find wood. Okay, that's fun. I feel like I should probably be talking about the plants that I'm transplanting, but again, I don't know much about yarrow. But I've noticed, so like, hang on, the seed trays that I started with that have a bunch of spots to start seeds in, like that's great, right? Wonderful. You could start so many things. However, the downfall is that you have to up pot within like a week or not a week, 2 weeks roughly, depending on your plant. So like I think I might start or go back to starting my seeds in these bigger pots. So then it saves me like a week of work where I just plant the seeds once and then like I'll just have to go through and like separate uh thin out the ones that are too close or aren't doing well. So then I don't have to do this every because again, we haven't even really hit the silly season of me being like starting stuff. Uh, I've got a lot of things like started. This is how much yarrow, you know, add it all together. It's a lot of things. But like I plan to do a lot of pumpkins, squashes, gourds, and like that's gonna be the silly week. I don't want to have to do this again, like the weekend after or the week after. No, 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 no. So yeah. So yesterday I was thinking about all the things I want to do and trying to build the clientele and all of that stuff, which I'm no business person, right? Like I'm sharing all these things because I want this to be like a real, you know, a real thing, a real experience. I'm not saying other homesteaders that share their journeys uh, aren't sharing these things, but I feel like sometimes they leave the nerves out of it. If you have an ounce of like anxiety in your life, try starting like a growing plant business or a homesteading sales business. Like you're gonna feel anxiety. So last night when I got home from work, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a pot of coffee and I'm gonna do all the things because I have so many things to do. And I quickly pushed myself into an anxiety attack, and I was like, well, that's because I drank coffee. Oops. I drink coffee. I drink lots of coffee. I drink coffee all the time. That's not the problem in what I'm saying. It was just simply not the right decision for last night because I was already stressed and oh no, and I need to do all the things, and then I ended up sitting down and painting. So that's just a project I want to finish so I can get it off of my table. And it's a dinosaur picture, so it's just a whole. That's time consuming. Stuff I don't need to be doing is that, but it helped me chill out, and I was able to talk to God for a little bit and be like, hey, kind of freaking out. And it was like a nice reminder of me to just like, uh, enjoy the journey. This is exactly what I want to be doing, and this is exciting pressure. Don't get too worked up about the things, because, yeah, people want to buy from you, so that's good to know. That's valid information, right? Exactly what I was asking for and hoping for. Yay! Um, however, I got panicked. People are, and like, right, this is nothing that, like, I like it. I believe in growing my own food, and I would like to learn more a better understanding of the medicinal side of things. and like homeopathic stuff or DIY soaps, that type of stuff. That's Trigger. He's a mastiff. He has seizures and oops. So he's on medication to where I have to give it to him twice a day, and I was using wet dog food, but then I was like, this is so expensive. Like, I have 6 dogs, and like everyone gets a bite at medication time, right? Like, he's not the only one getting it. He's the only one getting medication, but he's not the only one getting yummy wet dog food. So then I explored the option of like, what if I used soup for that? Well, that didn't. Creamy soup didn't seem to last as long. So I found a recipe that is being made in the pot currently right now. Might be able to see. It's a rice based meal. Look at this healthy little. Again, I don't know how to make this so you see it better. Um, but these are a bunch of healthy little plants. That's exciting. I hope this doesn't feel like I'm just rambling. Anyways, I make that because it's cheaper and it lasts longer. So, and it's all just human food. So, like, I can use what I have on hand or leftover type stuff. It's not. I mean, it's a recipe. Anyways, you guys might not care about that. I don't who knows if anyone's watching. Uh, Also, if you do this type of stuff in your house, expect to get dirt everywhere. Like, right, this is my kitchen. There's dirt on my counters, there's dirt on the floor, there's dirt on the chair that the bag of dirt is sitting on. There's just dirt everywhere. Alright, cool. So, also business side of things, like, I've never made a list of all the seeds I have or plants that I have. Well, seeds I have. Um, However, if someone else is thinking about getting into this, uh, again, me and technology, not friends, but Excel, make a list. Like, I've seen the people that do it online and watch their, like, plant videos that I'm like, I would never take the time to do that. No, no, no. If you're wanting to do this, like, you need to take the time to do that. When you make the list, I'm gonna highlight that you have. Like, if it's you need to start this 10, 12 weeks ahead of time, or 6 to 8, or 3 to 4 weeks, or direct sell. Like, I want to highlight. Well, no, not direct sell. I don't need that highlighted. But the things that need to be certain times of the week and months. My goodness, that's valuable information. Um, when you do start doing like seeds inside for your own garden, like, you'll want to Google your first and last frost date. And your first frost date will let you know. No, no, no. Your last frost date. So if it's like May 3rd is your last frost, then you go back 10 weeks, and that's when you can start the 10-week seeds, you know? Um, And then your last frost date, you can put those two dates in Google and ask like how many days that is. And then that will give you your growing period time frame. So you know like loofahs take like a oh no, I just got dirt on my face. Loofahs take a really long time to grow. It's like 100+ days. One I don't have this information right in front of me. Sorry. Um, but let's say it takes like 150 days, and you can't guarantee that your first frost date and last frost date that you Googled is 100% accurate in what Mother Nature is going to do. So if that's, let's say, 150 days that you have to grow and loofah takes 170 days, then like you're 20 days shy of what you need. So you do need to start it inside so you get enough time for it to actually like get to production. With knowing how many days is in your growing season, will tell you uh, you can get into succession sowing. So like beets is like 30 days, I think. So if you have 90 days in your growing season, you could do 3 plantings of beets. Yeah, dog just shot up. So that can help you figure those type of things out. That's why it's important to know how many days are in your growing session. So I've got this whole tray done, and then I have more trays out in the garage. I had hopes I could put them all in one tray, because now this is gonna be taking up plant space or shelf space. So yay! Which right, good things like it's all part of the stuff. I feel like maybe I should be. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Maybe you should whack your pots on the counter to get any air out of it. Because, like, you don't want to squish it down so it's compacted. Because then that will, like, make the roots it'll make the roots have challenges when growing. That's what I want to say. I do think when working with these tiny plants, you need to not wear gloves because you're gonna break so much more stuff. Um, so I think we're all any gardener's completely guilty of being like, I'm gonna go to the garden and just like look at it, and then you like are there half an hour later being like, well, I just pulled some of this, and I re-spotted this or did that or da 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 da, and like you didn't have your gloves with you. Um, so I like to call this like the beginning of the perma-dirt season, because like after you're in the dirt for so long, like I get perma-dirt right here and here where it's just who I am for the season. I can scrub and scrub and scrub, but part of my makeup now. Um, I used to work at an office building as a receptionist. You could see the dirt and be like, oh, it's gardening season, eh? Yeah, sorry. I tried to be clean. It's hard to be clean and have an office job and be a gardener. I'm sorry. I don't know that math equation. Um, but I definitely made sure my nails were painted at all times because, again, that stuff this is black, like, oh, if they're painted, you don't see the dirt stains. So, some beauty tips right there. It's perma dirt season. Paint your nails. Uh, I like nanny now, babysit now. Wrapping up my senior year, which is it nice. I've definitely never done like I wasn't ever really a babysitter, so it's an experience. It's fun. It's fun hanging out with kids all day. It's cool to watch them learn different things. One kiddo is really into dinosaurs, so I'm learning a lot of more dinosaur. I like dinosaurs, right? Like I'm painting a picture of dinosaurs, color by number thing. Um, but I'm learning a lot more dinosaur names than what I think we might be able to get the rest of these in these packs, which is just so exciting. I was concerned that it was going to be more than this. I was concerned that it was going to be more of that than that flat, and here we are. But no, you know what? If it's just a couple more, that's okay. I feel like I started to talk about if you're getting into doing the business aspect, make sure you have a list of seeds. The Excel spreadsheet I did once, and then like I did it in technology. I did it in a way that like it was not alphabetized. Like things were just kind of chaos. So then I spent time alphabetizing things and I had to set up a new Excel sheet because like that was just. I'm sure there's probably a smoother way to do. I have these plans of my garden and different flower spots because I would like to get into selling bouquets and such. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? Um, you're here for this journey. Uh, but I also want to like try to grow my own chicken seed and grow some grains because I think that'd be super fun to learn about that aspect of things. Um, so I had like a whole list of like 1,000 different plants I was gonna start and try to sell and do. I want to sell fall decor. So I'm realizing I don't have very many that I'm actually selling to where like that's not okay. I'm not starting 1,000 plants for me personally to put in the ground, but it's looking like that's what my thoughts and plans were. So I need to reevaluate, which, that's part of the learning curve. You got to reevaluate and reassess situations. When you sit down and make that first list, you're like, yeah, I'm going to do all the things and I want to do all the things. And then you're like, hmm, don't beat yourself up, right? Like, it's a learning process. Overreacted and made this crazy list. I'm going to take a moment and step back and really see, because I've got a few people already asking for lists, and that's a wee bit nerve wracking. They want to know what I got, and I'm like, oh man, actually nothing. So, you know, things to think about when you're making your plant lists if you're getting into the selling aspect of things. I don't feel like I've watched a video where anyone ever told me about that. Maybe that's common knowledge. I, again, I'm an organized, planned person, but we did it. This tray is from here over. This was all yarrow, and now it's all been transplanted. And then this is celery. which I've never tried growing celery. And I've been having this issue with these trays and my black drip trays that like the middle is sagging and getting really wet, but these outsides are staying super dry. So I'm not like literally in these spots when I was taking them out, like the water was just dripping out, and this is bone dry. So these worked fine last year. I don't know what I'm doing wrong or how I'm like I've messed around to be like, am I not placing it center in there? I'm trying to figure it out. I don't I don't know where the error is. So I don't know if those are actually gonna try to grow. I'm gonna try to water them more, put them back under the lights, maybe put the dome back on to see if I can get humidity up and going. Um, but we have, oops, oh my, we have oh, look at how fun! We have all these little baby yarrows. And then we've got, let's see, can I push them all over so you can see them this way? Huh? I feel like you can. See that? There. Okay. There we go. Okay. Look at that. And we have all of these yarrows. Yeah, can you see? Oh, that's too far. I don't understand how cameras work. The struggles. Okay. Oh, you can't see that one. You can see that there. And then these two. There you go. You can see all of that. That's all the yarrows. How exciting! So yeah. So far they're alive. That's exciting. But thanks for going on the journey with me.